All right, here we go. Cuban Link.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
to Vlad TV.
What's up, baby? Long time, man.
Yeah, me and you actually go back
Yeah.
like a good 10 years or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we would run into each other at events. I think Mixed Show Power Summit. We
Yeah.
hung out a little bit. Yeah, man.
Yeah. You've seen a lot of
looking-
things behind the scenes, so.
Yeah, man. You're looking good.
Thank you,
know what
my
I mean?
brother. Thank you, man.
Yeah, you look healthy. I mean, that's all you can ask, when we get up in age like this.
That's it. Healthy and make sure the family healthy. That's it, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, so you were actually born in Cuba.
Yes, sir. Born in
Yeah,
Cuba, Havana.
And you were part of the Mariel Boatlift? Am I
Mariel
pronouncing that right?
Boatlift. Yes, sir. 1980. I arrived in America. When I was 5, I arrived in America. Made
Yeah,
it
me too.
alive.
I actually
Survived
arrived
a
in
hell
America
of
when I
a
was
trip,
5.
kid. I'm telling you. That's a quote from back in the days of the Terror Squad album, actually.
Well, the Mariel Boatlift, that's what the movie Scarface was based off of, right?
Yeah, well, they took actual footage in the beginning of that movie. So that footage you see in the beginning of Scarface is, that was live footage of real, the Cubans coming over to Miami.
Right. And the thing with the whole Mariel Boatlift was that I guess a bunch of Cubans wanted to come over to America, and Castro allowed that to happen, but he threw in all the criminals and people with mental disabilities and everything.
Well,
too,
yeah,
right?
it was Jimmy Carter who actually made that deal with Castro. He actually said, the Cubans that feel oppressed, that don't want to stay there, that want a chance at freedom, are welcome to come, all the Cubans. Fidel agreed to it, but, Fidel threw the monkey wrench in there, while you have families and hardworking families, good people that was trying to look for the opportunity, to come over here, which they did. He opened up all the jails and he snuck in all the criminals, so he could get rid of all the resistance out there in Cuba. He have no beef with nobody out there now because he let all the criminals go, the ones that was, against him. So that's how he was able, that was one of the reasons why he was able to control Cuba for such a long time also, because he let all them people go. But he threw crazy people in there. He had the psycho ward dudes, the criminal murderers. He snuck them in into, with the regular innocent and the families.
Wow. So he basically went to everyone in prison and said, hey, you can either stay here in this Cuban
Hell
prison.
no, he didn't say that.
Or
He went over there and he opened the
America.
doors and said, get the fuck out. and you think niggas ain't gonna leave? You in jail? Shit. That was their dream come true right there. America's nightmare, but you're searching for the American dream. But it was really the Cuban nightmare that went over on them boats. Yeah, we was, I'm not gonna say that either, because at the end of the day, I was part of that. And the reason, my father was actually locked up. And that was the reason that, when he got liberated, he came to get us. And then we went straight to the Mariel Boatlift, the actual harbor in Cuba. And we snuck in one of the ships. We didn't even really sneak in there because everybody was there. Like people from Miami would take their boats down there to give people help with the boat lifts. But it was set ships that was out there just to pick up Cuban people to take them to Miami. So that's how we got there. We got into one of the boats. I remember the boat to this name is called the Orca. It was a pretty big boat, you know what I'm saying? And remember walking up the plank, and they had 2 wheelbarrows, burning wheelbarrows. And there was 2 soldiers in each up the plank. And when my pops got there, they told us to empty out our pockets and stuff like that. So my father had his wallet. They took his wallet, they looked through it, and they seen memorabilia of Cuba, like the Cuban flag with a little card. They took everything and they just threw it in the garbage. We wasn't able to keep no memorabilia. We was referred to as traitors for leaving. So yeah, we had to go with that stamp on our back when we came here. I was 5 years old, but I remember those things.
Okay, so what was your dad locked up for in Cuba?
First he was locked up for killing a cow in the backyard and feeding us. Really, to eat some steak. Cuba, that's that's an offense. That's a felony. So first of all, he did that time. And then the last time, the reason why he was locked up when the Mariel Boatlift opened up was he sold a pair of pants in the street corner. He sold a pair of pants. So they gave him, I think it was 6 months for selling a pair of pants. And I mean, it was crazy. It's hard to fathom nowadays for selling a pair of pants. I mean, over here you get caught up, selling probably some loosies in the street. You do a little day, you know what I'm saying, because that's illegal, but it's still a street thing. You know what I'm saying? You sell a pair of pants, you do 6 months. It's like, damn. So, that's why he was locked up for.
So, like the way it was depicted in Scarface, where they took all the Cuban criminals and put them in kind of like camps and so forth. Did that really happen?
Truth, yeah, truth. I was in them. I was in that concentration camp. It was under the 95 North. I mean, under the 95 South in Miami. Right under that the highway, they built like a military base, American military base, to debrief the refugees. So basically, hold them in there until they could get all the names. Could get if you have family members. That's how we stood in there for a month. Me, my mother, my sister, my father, because we had family in Miami. We had an aunt in Miami that signed out for us, and that's the reason we left in a month. It still took a month. It was still the riots you seen in the movie, as far as like the refugees rioting against the police. Like that was the actual fact. Huh. My sister almost got hit with a bullet. When those riots was going in the camps, because people was just so tired of being in there, they was just like kept captive in there. And it's like, the criminals. Of course, you had the criminals in there bugging out, trying to start shit, because they was that's what they do. And they was actually taking over, like the regular families, the regular people that came looking for freedoms, that the non-criminal with the. With babies, the criminals will actually take over that and be like the leaders in those little groups and sections. So the criminals had the power when it came to the concentration camps. But the American army at that time, deciphered which was who. We got our green cards and we left. We went to stood in Miami for 6 months. Then after that, we went to Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay. And then you ended up in the Bronx.
Yeah, 9. When I was 9, I landed in the Bronx. But we went to Puerto Rico 4 years. We didn't know no English, so that was a like Spanish-speaking country you could have went to. And my parents was good with that. We was good with that. I loved the Puerto Rican culture. It was so similar to the Cuban culture, so it was a dope experience. And then after that, I came to the Bronx when I was 9.